So we have 4% inflation on CPI inflation overall. That's on top of the other inflation increases that we've seen for the past 26 months or so. There's been no overall price reductions. What's the president's plan to reduce prices for all Americans, not just a certain category of people that fit certain criteria?
I think that he has been very, very clear about that. He knows what he is supposed to do.
Since the president took office, real wages are down 3.4%. Inflation is up. So how does that not amount to a tax on people making less than $400?
I just laid out when your colleagues asked me about inflation. I just said one thing is that we're making progress. We're seeing lowering costs. I just talked about eggs, how much it fell, and over an additional 13%. That's important for everyday Americans. And so, look, we're going to continue to do the work. We understand the work continues. We understand that Americans are still hurting. Energy prices fell 11% over the last year. Gas prices are down by $1.40 from their peak after Putin's invasion, and grocery prices are trending down, with egg prices in particular.
Senator Chuck Grassley made some statements yesterday on the Senate floor saying that this foreign national on the FBI 1023 form apparently has 15 recorded conversations with Hunter Biden and claims to have 2 with the president. Is the White House aware of any recordings in which the president might be on tape speaking to a Burisma executive?
So the president spoke to this. I think he was shouted a question about this at the Thursday press conference, and I'm just going to quote him and say it's malarkey. Okay. Go ahead.
I wonder, as it relates to the case that the former President Trump is facing, is there any world in which President Biden would consider pardoning the former president?
I'm just not going to speak to that. No comment. Go ahead, Joe. And I'll come to the back. Go ahead, Joe.
The Trump indictment, which I know you already spoke about, but you know, it's one thing to not answer questions about the charges and the actual pending case before the DOJ, but what about the substance of these documents? Can you at least share whether President Biden has been briefed on the substance in these documents?
I will let my colleagues at the White House Counsel deal with that. I'm just not going to speak to it from this podium.
The big news of this afternoon, First Lady Joe Biden said it's a little shocking that many Republicans support Donald Trump after his indictment. What has President Biden said? Was he also shocked? Does he agree with his plight?
I'm just not going to comment on anything that's related to the indictment.
Just 2 hours ago, former President Trump, when he was on his way to Miami, tweeted about the classified documents found in Biden's Penn Biden Center office. What is the president's response when former President Trump brings up the classified documents found in the Penn Biden Center office?
I'm just not going to comment. Go ahead, Karine.
Karine, was the First Lady mistaken in discussing the Trump indictment at a fundraiser? And has anyone at the White House, perhaps in the counsel's office, talked to her about the propriety of such statements?
I don't have anything to add to what I just shared with your colleague. Go ahead, Brian.
Trump one, if I might, not a legal one. The president, as the president, is president for everybody, obviously, and he's going to be running for re-election, asking for the votes from everybody. You've got somebody who is leading a movement which is almost based on saying that every single thing that is happening now in this administration is illegal, and literally, I mean, they say communists are taking over the country, etc. I mean, you could make a long list of things they're saying, very extreme things. So what is the president's message to all of those people who are actually Americans, and he would like to vote for him, presumably, and are being, there's surely a messaging war. What's his message?
Well, I just took a couple of questions from your colleagues about the Hatch Act in 2024, so I'm going to follow the law and be